4-5 and urgent.
Tonight, violent and organised criminals.
Behind a vehicle used in a robbery. Indy 99, please.
Going to any lengths to get away.
Vehicle crash, CK, Royal Oak Road, 3 out on foot. Hands up, hands up, hands up!
For Manchester's cops, the fight is on.
Stay where you are, so send the dog in!
We need someone at the front.
There are more than 30 million cars in the UK. Most people use a car to get from A to B. But they're also used to commit crime.
Everything now is cars. We are absolutely full range. You name it, everything's burglary, carjacking. It'd be a car being stolen for its parts, to a car being used for a bank robbery. Anything at all that involves 4 wheels in a vehicle, we get it.
And in Manchester, it's these criminals the elite car squad in their unmarked vehicles are after. PC's Paul Fletcher and Mike Bundy are on patrol in Clifton, 8 miles north of the city centre.
I'll go out with a list of cars that's stolen in an area where I think they're going to be, and I will go and search that area street by street, work my way through.
Vehicle crime, Mike Bundy speaking.
A Mini on the move catches Bundy's eye.
Look at that Mini there, mate. Just hang on a sec, mate. That's it, mate. He was used in a robbery.
Just remembered the registration straight away and said to him, said that was used in a robbery. It's just one of them things just comes into your head and it's there.
Right, mate, we're behind the car on the H6. It was used in a robbery at the Bury last week.
The car is heading straight for the motorway.
It's just going on to the, looks like it's going on to the 60, going towards Bury.
In their unmarked car, Fletcher and Bundy are able to follow.
845 and urgent. Just coming on the Robin Hood on the clockwise 6, they were behind a vehicle used in a robbery.
The driver could be involved in the robbery. But without backup, it's too risky to try to stop the car.
T319, it's a black Mini.
If he's wanted for armed robbery, he's looking at a long jail sentence, he's going to do what he can to get away. Is he playing it cool because he's got a weapon with him? Did he have a gun? Was it a machete one? Was it sledgehammers, baseball bats? You don't know.
T319, it's a black Mini. We're just approaching junction 17, I think it is.
And in the heavy traffic, trying not to stand out isn't easy.
I don't think so at the moment. It's just travelling normal road speed.
Got a lot of heavy goods vehicles, so you can't hang too far back in case you lose sight. So you've got to remain in eye contact with it, but then you get people making lane changes in front of you, nipping in, and that person can use it to advantage.
Indy 99, please.
Indy 99. T319 CK, we're just passing the third of a mile marker. It's now lane 4. Looks like it's continuing, just stand by.
India 99, the police helicopter, is on another call-out. Unless it can be diverted to help out, they're on their own. 10 miles away, at the unit's base in Eccles, 2 other squad members, PC's Phil Cross and Hannah Buxton, are setting out on the trail of a Vauxhall stolen in a burglary just 3 hours ago. The £7,000 car has a tracking device, which should lead them straight to it.
As you can see, it's sort of a quarter strength, getting a little bit stronger now, but it's getting stronger all the time as we're getting closer to the vehicle.
The signal has led them straight to a car park.
So you can see it's getting stronger now, we're on 2/3 strength, so that indicates that we are quite close to the vehicle.
They may be close, but it doesn't mean it's going to be easy finding the car.
You go into the car park, there's a large amount of vehicles parked up there, and it's like finding a needle in a haystack.
As you can see now, it's more or less full strength. Got a signal to the right.
The tracker can point in different directions every single time that it gets the signal. So obviously we just have to spend a little bit of time trying to pinpoint exactly where it was.
It was strongest when we were on the first.
Oh, there, wasn't it? Yeah.
Persistence pays off.
Yeah. So that's the vehicle there. Obviously you can see now we're almost full strength. Well, we are full strength, telling us that we are on the vehicle. Let's turn it down a bit.
The car is not all the cops are after. They want the thief too.
To leave it here is a bit of a strange one, and I've got to admit. Knowing that the CCTV here, first of all. Secondly, the fact that it's right near the town centre indicates to me they're nearby somewhere.
The car has been left unlocked. Cross risks a closer look.
All the back seats are down as well, aren't they?
I wonder if they've done a job and selling the stuff here somewhere in Eccles.
It's unusual that all the back seats down already, isn't it?
The fact that the seats were down on this vehicle indicated to us that it's either done a job, a burglary, or was about to be used in another burglary, maybe for a plasma TV or something large enough to go in the boot of a car.
Cross and Buxton need to hatch a plan to arrest the thief.
The trouble is here getting out. You know, like if they come in the back of us and I'm trying to get out the door, all they've got to do is push my door and keep me in, haven't they?
Yeah.
I know I'm strong and all that, but you know, not that strong.
Well, you go for the driver and I'll go for the passenger.
Right. There must be a way we can disable this, you know. Take something off it so that they can't actually go anywhere.
The plan is to unwire the battery to stop the car moving and to make sure both car and thief can't get away.
Once I popped the bonnet and I was taking the live off the battery, I kept thinking to myself, you know, if he comes back now and sees us, we've blown it.
12 miles away on the M60, PC's Fletcher and Bundy are following the Mini which has been used in a violent robbery.
T309, it's now lane 3, continuing past junction
Behind
17.
a vehicle used in a robbery on the M60 clockwise at junction 17. Running it on Tele 185 at the moment, covert follow.
They're still waiting for backup to arrive.
Coming on to junction 18 at Simister for patrols information.
But the cops suspect they've been rumbled.
He knows we're here.
I think he didn't know we were behind him. I think you could see that in his driving because he was sort of only travelling at sort of the normal road speed. But he obviously didn't know why we were following the car and why we were behind him.
Sierra Patrol behind in an unmarked vehicle.
Until help arrives, Fletcher and Bundy will have to continue to sit on the driver and hope he doesn't make a move.
Trying to get sign car with us if we can. He knows we're here, so we're trying to get a motorway car to stop him.
Start winding up 8451. I don't know how long you can hold off late tackle airborne. About 15 minutes on it.
8451, it's a black Mini Cooper S. We're committed 62 through Simister towards...
Just coming up behind us now.
So we actually get other patrols here.
What's up with the mean going to attempt to light you up, boy?
Let them go in front, light them up.
Yeah, we'll move out of the way and let them attempt to light them up. We're in lane 3 now, still eastbound.
It's a bit dangerous stopping a car in the motorway in a plain car as well, so... Got Mercedes Jeep with us now, so we'll move over, let him take lead.
Well, it's just waiting for a better location.
It's the acid test then. It's you've played your full hand. It's like a poker table. You've played your hand, right, we've shown you our cards, what are you going to show us? And that's his decision then. He either stops and pulls over or he goes for it.
Actually just approaching with a block on. 4916, yes, you just be prepared to put a block on over.
Fletcher and Bundy get ready to block the Mini in case the car makes a run for it.
It's pulling over. It's coming up towards the hard shoulder at the moment.
Outnumbered, the driver pulls over.
Coming up onto the hard shoulder at the moment. Going to be roundabout. Can confirm that vehicle stop 72.0.
First, Fletcher wants answers to some basic questions.
What are you doing with this car?
What do I do with this car?
Yeah.
I bought the car.
Pardon?
I bought the car.
To go to where?
What? Just to drive.
You've just gone out for a drive?
Just thinking absolute rubbish. So it's just like, well, where are you going to? Who are you going seeing? Well, I was just out for a drive, you know, as you do, like, what was it, 10 miles up the motorway with the police behind you.
Obviously we've got a bit of interest in the car, alright, that's why we're getting all the singing and dancing here. But one thing, I need to verify your details, who you are, your current driving status, and what you're doing with the car. And just going for a drive with no sense of purpose isn't really good enough, is it?
He didn't want to tell us what he was doing. No matter how much you question him outside the road, he wasn't going to tell us what he was doing.
Car's using a robbery, so we're just going to go and give him the unfortunate news now. I'm going to put some shackles on him. There's some cuffs, mate, and I'll get some.
So you don't have to say anything, but it may harm your defence if you didn't mention my question, so if you later on in court, anything you do say, maybe give it evidence. Do you understand that?
What seems to be happening, the robbery that took place, this was a backup car, was just in case the other car got compromised, this would be the car to pick him up in. That's what the inkling is. It's been seen near the scene of an armed robbery, so we'll get it brought in and let the CID lads who are dealing with it take it from there.
Stand up here for me.
Back in Eccles, Cross and Buxton have taken up a position on the other side of the car park to watch the car taken in a burglary. Another unmarked police car has also arrived to help out.
When you're waiting for someone to come back to a car, it's quite nerve-wracking really. All the time we're constantly looking around trying to see who's coming back. Because we didn't know who was going to come back, we didn't really know who we were looking for.
And, out of the corner of his eye, Cross spots a possible suspect.
Yeah, stand by. Watch this lad here in the taxi. Stand by.
Suddenly saw this taxi pull up and I thought, right, we're on here. There was one male in the back of it and he got out, walked straight to the car, holding something in his arm, which I assume was the ignition key. It was game on for us then.
What you doing, man?
The man has been caught trying to start the car with the key.
Stay still.
That element of surprise worked. He had nowhere to go. It's a fight or flight situation.
With the man cuffed in the back of the car, the cops can begin to search him.
What have you got in your pockets then? Nothing. Nothing at all?
But the thief isn't coming quietly.
Just come out the car. Right.
Just take me with me, police station.
His attitude and his just demeanour changed completely. It was then, right, I need to get away from here.
Stop struggling, all right?
Listen, there's an easy way and an hard way. And at the minute, we need to search you.
Get off me.
Do you understand that?
Get off me.
We need to search you.
Get off me.
Watch out, watch out.
You spit that out, pal, you will regret it. I'll tell you that now.
He was a strong lad, and if it'd been just one or two of us on our own, I think we'd have had a bit of a fight on our hands, really. But we won.
You've got me on, yo. You've got me.
Right, no problem.
You're going on with you.
Just confirm before you get in here, everything's clean, okay? There's nothing in here that shouldn't be here. What's your head?
What's your head? Bang.
What are you on about?
Off.
He's turned up in a taxi, got in, tried starting the car. Sorry. Yeah, cancel, thanks. Tried starting the car, wasn't able to because there was no battery, and obviously together with team effort, we've got a grip of him. He's in possession of the key, so he's got a lot of talking to do.
The man will face questions about both the stolen car and the burglary. In Manchester last year, over 2,000 cars were taken after thieves broke into homes. Stockport, south of the city centre, is a particular target for thieves wanting to get their hands on expensive motors.
A lot of the burglaries that we're suffering now are purely for motor vehicles and high-powered motor vehicles.
Police here have set up a special unit to tackle the problem. This team work in marked police cars. PCs Fox and Wilbraham are out on patrol. And an expensive car catches their eye.
Oh, it's going to be worth the go, Foxy.
And they're off. This thing just reacted to us and accelerated away, so we had to form the opinion it was stolen.
8722 urgent. Behind a Saab at the moment, Hall Lane. It's done a left now, south towards Southmore Road, failing to stop 80 miles an hour. If you can show me his ground commander. Stand by for the full reg, please.
The car is a high-performance Saab, and the cops are struggling to keep up.
Vehicle's now right, Southmore Road towards Altrincham Road.
It was heading towards one of the biggest roads, Princess Parkway, in and out of Manchester. So we've got an option of the fact that he's going to go in towards Manchester city centre within minutes, or he's going to get onto the motorway network.
If the driver gets onto the motorway, there's a real danger the cops won't catch him. Getting the helicopter above the car is a priority.
Like I say, air support please, and assigned livery traffic patrol. 1884 is the driver and has the relevant authorities for your information. Right.
The helicopter is at least a 5-minute flight away. For now, Fox and Wilbraham are on their own. "30 miles north, PC's Cross and Buxton from the city's undercover car squad are back out on patrol, responding to a call for a break-in.
It's coming to the Thieves On, which is basically somebody breaking into a premises at Farnworth, come through Farnworth, so it's not too far away. A report of a white van involved. It's come from an anonymous informant stating that 4 males are breaking into the rear of the premises. So we're just making our way over there now and see what we come across when we get there. Turn right here.
As they draw near, it's clear they are the only cops at the scene.
I'm looking for a white van as well here. Can't see it.
We've pulled up to the back of the address and seen the white van, which immediately makes you think that the people involved are either still in the house or in the vicinity of the area.
Other patrols are on their way, but Cross and Buxton must approach with caution.
See possible thieves on a house. But if you just want to hang fire, the officers just landed, so we're going to sit reps.
While they wait for backup, in Wythenshawe, PC's Fox and Wilbraham are still chasing the Saab.
The vehicle is now Altrincham Road towards the motorway for your information. Just passing McDonald's to the offside.
As he heads towards the motorway, the driver has a last-minute change of mind and turns off into a housing estate.
No negative, it's now right into Spark Road. Right, Spark Road.
As soon as the car turned off the main road, obviously everything changes for you then. Our thought process changes to the fact that they're looking for home, they're going to run for home.
The driver is travelling at nearly 100 miles an hour and is becoming increasingly reckless.
Right, Spark Road, and left,
Lights off.
Lights are off now, Royal Oak Road, back towards Hall Lane.
Any of us that turn our lights off at night and try and travel at 100 miles an hour, it's very dangerous, but this is what these people do.
Yeah, Royal Oak Road, back towards Hall Lane for your information.
The driver's plan to get away by turning off his lights has backfired.
Oops, that crashed. Vehicle crash, CK, Royal Oak Road, 3 out on foot.
All 3 people inside the car have abandoned it. Fox and Wilbraham are going after the driver.
Where have they gone?
Hands up!
You're under arrest.
On the floor!
You're under arrest.
Get on the floor! Get on the floor!
Suspicion of theft of
Get on
motor
the
vehicle.
floor! Get on the floor now. Lying down, mate. Get. Hands in front of you. Hands in front of you.
When you've had to drive like that and sort of drive to those lengths to apprehend somebody, that person has just driven at well over 100 miles an hour without any care for anybody else. So you've got to consider, he's not going to have any care for me either. From experience, they could be carrying a knife, a gun, they might want to shoot you, they might want to stab you, and they do, and it happens.
8722 CK.
Yeah, good.
1 detained, 2 still outstanding.
As they deal with the driver, India 99 arrives to search for the passengers. PC Fox can turn his attention to the car.
At the moment it's not reported as stolen, which would indicate that it's just been taken and the person or the poor owner of it doesn't even know it's been taken, which is quite often the case.
And it looks like they've all been lucky to get out, let alone run away from the cops.
Him going forward, it's in his head.
Yeah, I mean, there's every probability that certainly or probably none of the occupants of the vehicle are actually wearing a set of keys in there. We're wearing the seat belts. Obviously, they're looking for the quick getaway. You can see from the inside of the car that both airbags have deployed.
Hiya, mate. Just for information, this Saab like I say, all the airbags.
Which is stating the obvious, really, considering the collision it's had. It's had quite a high impact collision, which obviously we observed from our vehicle. It literally lifted up in the air and twisted round when it's collided with that part vehicle there.
The crash has caused thousands of pounds of damage. The others who are in the car could be hurt. But despite a search, the helicopter hasn't been able to find them. Fox hopes the car may still hold clues to who they are.
This would indicate where the passenger's head has hit the windscreen. Hopefully we'll get something from that damage to the windscreen from the inside, maybe a hair or a bit of skin. Obviously it's not something that they managed to get off me if I hit the windscreen, but skin maybe, but no hair.
The car will be taken away for forensic examination. Back in Farnworth, Cross and Buxton are checking the house where they think thieves have broken in.
When we got to the back of the house, it was in pitch black. More importantly, to the right, I could see that the wooden frame door, or the wooden door with a wooden frame around it, had all been smashed in.
8033, we've got insecurity at the premises. Yeah, stand by, we need backup here. Stand by, we need backup please, there's intruders inside.
There are at least 2 people in the house. Buxton must secure the front.
We need someone at the front.
723 on the...
You have to do that because otherwise they could have just run straight through the house and out the front door and be away. And you just got to hope that other patrols get to you as quickly as they can.
Well, we turned up to thieves on it at this address. Obviously, Phil's gone round the back. Can see 2 males inside, so he's waiting round the back. And obviously, I'm just securing the front. Hopefully, we can. Do you want to just go back in a sec, please? Just go back in your house. Thank you.
Alone at the back, Cross is using all his experience and a few tricks.
Stay where you are, so send the dog in!
They didn't know I didn't have a dog, but if they thought I had a dog outside, to them they've got everything to lose, haven't they? They're going to get chewed. If they open that door, they're going to get chewed big time.
I'm on my own at the back. I need someone to the back soon as please as well.
Finally, a police van has arrived, but it's gone to the wrong house, and Buxton's having trouble.
Yeah, 13145, I'm at the front. Could just see with someone else round the back.
I think the problem that I had there was the fact that I was in plain clothes and she didn't actually realise that I was a police officer.
If the van on Edale turns round, we're behind you.
In Stockport, PC Richard Fox has now been called to a suspected burglary. 2 lads have been found hanging around a house.
Marvellous. I was just speaking to a colleague here, Pete, and said that he's spoken to the occupant of the house next door who's rung the police, who's heard breaking glass or the sound of breaking glass. This house appears to be unoccupied at the moment, so we're just checking this house. It's open now. Because we've not got through.
Fox can't find any signs of a break-in. But he's not happy with what the lads have in the boot of their car.
It's typical burgling attire, a torch, a pair of gloves, even a pair of ladders, even clothing here that they can change into. It's not as if it's your normal working type kit either. It's definitely more what you take out to burgle or steal things.
Because of what's in the car, both lads are arrested.
They're committing an offence in itself to be, you know, to all intents and purposes, I mean, the police jargon for it is going equipped to steal or whatever it might be. Obviously carrying those sort of implements at this time of night is a concern for any of us really, but it'd be much nicer to find what they've actually been up to. We can only presume on the very fact of that they're here near to where this person's rung up and said he's heard a glass breaking, that they're going to be connected.
The 2 18-year-olds will face further questioning at the police station. 30 miles north at the break-in, Backup has finally arrived for Buxton.
This house, can you let in?
While they cover the front, she dashes to the back to check on PC Cross.
I-713, the rear of 122, 122. Yeah, does he want to drive down? Does he want to drive down?
And is anyone at the front?
Yeah.
8033. As soon as we get any further, can we have them straight to the back, please? So it's 2 further now at the scene. Thanks very much. So at least 2 inside. The door's been booted in.
We've
I told them I've got a dog.
inside. Can hear him inside as well.
Are you listening, lads? Right, come to the back window, please, all of you, so we can see you. Come to the back window so we can see you. I know it is. Come to the back window so we can see all of you, so we know where you are. Yep, just lie down on the floor, face down, please. What? Right, just lie down on the floor, face down until we come in, please. Yep. How many of you are inside?
Stay exactly where you are.
Don't move.
We're not doing don't hurry off, sir. Right.
There's only 3, yeah?
Right, okay.
Right,
Move over there,
take it, none of you live here.
Move over there.
None of you live here, do you, lads?
Right,
Right,
okay.
at this moment, you're under arrest on
You're
suspicion of burglary.
All
Just
right,
put
you
your
have
hands
to
behind
say
your back
anything
for
but
me,
may on your
please.
defence if you do not mention when questioning something which you later align in court. Anything you do say may be given evidence. Do you understand that?
Just,
I'm not involved
okay.
for getting into trouble like this.
Well, you're in trouble now, though, aren't you?
I am.
Have you got anything with you?
With the 3 men on their way to the police station, Cross investigates how they got in.
As you can see there, the door has been completely trashed, and the door frame to your left, which is obviously what the lock sits in, has been completely smashed to pieces.
Upstairs, there's even more damage to the owner's property.
Drawers have been rifled through, top to bottom. All the electrical items are missing. That's the worry, isn't it?
The car squad officers will hand the case over to the local burglary team for further investigation.
Well, yeah, it's always good, isn't it, to get prisoners, especially for a burglary like that, or a burglary in progress. You know, that's what you're doing the cops for, isn't it? To lock these people up that are burgling houses, stealing other people's property. So, yeah, good result.
The 3 men found in the house were charged with burglary. The owner of the Saab could not be traced, but the man who was arrested running from it is on bail while investigations continue to find out if he was driving it. The 2 lads found with the burglar's toolkit were later released without charge. The man caught trying to start the car, which was taken in a burglary, has been charged with handling stolen goods and is awaiting trial. And the man stopped in a car which was used in an armed robbery pleaded guilty to disqualified driving and driving without insurance. He was given a 3-month ban and fined £260. Investigations into the robbery are still ongoing.
The BBC 10 o'clock news is next here on BBC One. Robert De Niro stars in the horror movie Godsend on BBC Three, and on BBC Four a classic ghost story, The Treasure of Abbot Thomas. Laura is a 15-year-old runaway who's run away over 150 times. Our hard Christmas season continues with her story tonight at 10:40 on BBC One.
So